What is up, fellow G.I. Joe Classified collectors? Today we're taking a look at Classified Series figure number 116, Quick Kick. This is a recent release. He was released alongside a number of other characters, including Big Boa, which I have yet to get, but I'm going to get him soon. I am going to be unboxing Metalhead at some point during this week. But today we're going to be taking a look at Quick Kick, and here's a few of my... Well, there's two Joes, a Marvel Legends figure, there's another one. I have Scarlet, yes. Retro Scarlet's badass. These are all great retros. I don't know how to feel about Quick Kick because I've never had him before. I kind of want to like him because he's another ninja guy and he goes well with Snake Eyes. But, I don't know. I mean, he's cool. I had to add him mostly because I've never had him before, and I kind of want to complete G.I. Joe as much as I can. There are figures that I obviously can't get, like Serpentor and Dr. Mindbender, but I think a Retro Mindbender I heard was in the works, so I'll at least have him. I'm still hoping that Hasbro will announce, by the way, a Retro Major Blood for those of us that missed out. But yeah, this is Quick Kick. There's his... There's some artwork for him. There's his heads. He's got a fudgy bar. He's got a backpack. Throwing stars with a cool ice effect. Two swords. 2 pairs of nunchucks. Some extra hands. And of course he's barefoot because he's Quick Kick. That's just what he does. I gotta be honest, I kind of wish that they would have included some alternative, maybe like boots for him. Something you could switch, but... I kind of get it, you know, it would be really difficult probably for them to include that since you'd have to pop his legs out, which doesn't necessarily work for the way Classified's designed. I love this promo shot on the back, because you got Storm Shadow in the background, what looks like a sea lion, and you have Quick Kick just looking ever so badass. There's some symbols there, they're also on the side. You're supposed to be able to plug these in on a website and find out information about the character. But you know, from what I understand, they're not updating the website, so it kind of doesn't matter, which tracks for Hasbro. It's a half-assed effort, but what can you do? I do like that he's got that sash on. We're going to take him out here in a minute and take a look. Honestly, like I say, I don't know much about him. I think he was in the movie. I know Jinx was. I want to say he was somewhere in the movie. But I might be wrong. The 87 movie, I haven't seen it in a while. I have it on DVD, but I just, you know... I'm not really in watching the movie kind of mood right now, anyway. I'm trying to pick up on other shows and do things, and... I probably should see where he's at, because I know that he's in the... I think he's in the cartoon. He had a PSA, I think, at one point. Or some sort of commercial. That's where the fudgy bar is from. I don't remember exactly what they said it was from. But the fudgy bar is a particular thing that they're referencing. There's Metalhead, by the way, if I didn't show him off already. I got my retros, also, in case you guys didn't notice. I have Duke... Beachhead and Scarlet, and then I've got a Marvel Legends figure in the background because why not? So, I'm really excited to open him because I've been waiting for a while to open him, like a week or so. He's been a figure that, if you haven't already noticed, it's a figure that like I said, I don't know much about him, but I've wanted him. He's one of the, I think he's the only figure with feet. All the other figures have boots on, or something. I don't really know, you know, why he doesn't wear shoes, but I'm sure it has something to do with his kicking abilities, but that also doesn't make sense, because, like, why couldn't he just, you know, wear some lightweight shoes he can kick in, or some shoes that are really tough? But maybe his feet are supposed to be, like, invincible. He is, like, really strong. Maybe he has, like, he's like, I'm built... I've got all this muscle, and then my feet are like, if literally his feet are like Arnold Schwarzenegger feet or something, where like you'd expect him to crush you with one kick. I don't know. I like I said, I'm not familiar with this character. I'm gonna learn about him because you know that's what any responsible collector would do. If you're buying a character, you should know who they are probably. I just know that he's a Joe, and he's a Ninja Joe, and, I mean, look at that face. Seriously, it's pretty cool. I mean, I think he's supposed to be Asian, but he does also kind of look slightly like Hispanic. So maybe he's Filipino, which honestly would track. I mean, the G.I. Joe team is known for its diversity, so why wouldn't there be a Filipino Joe? Yeah, there he is. I love this belt, by the way. I think it comes from something else. I want to say that it's been used before, but I'm not sure. But it is neat. It does add some character to him. And there's the most important thing. He has patterning on his side. And he's got what looks to be two, I don't know why he's got something on his wrists. I just noticed that. It looks like they're cuffs, but why would he have them? Anybody know what those are, and if they're character specific? Because I just noticed that. His accessories include 4 hands, plus the 2 hands on him, so he's got a bunch of hands. So, Quick Kick is apparently geared up for a karate match, if anything. That's what this tells me. He's probably he's martial arts trained. He's not a ninja. Whoops, there goes Beachhead. I mean, he's probably got ninja training, but he's also like got other training. So far, it looks like he's got a chopping hand, a karate chopping hand, and I guess this is a fist. So it looks like his regular hands would just be like relaxed, kind of gripping, normal. He doesn't carry any guns, which is definitely interesting, because normally you'd expect, most Joes do, I mean, aside from obviously Storm Shadow and Serpentor. Serpentor is, an obvious, there's a reason why he doesn't, and I think Dr. Mindbender doesn't. But most Joe and Cobra characters carry some sort of gun. G.I. Joe is a very heavily militarized line. Let's take a look at the Fudgy Bar real quick now that I got it out. I love the detail on it. Don't know how close you're going to be able to see it, but basically, if I get it just right, it does have the sculpting. There we go. So what the Fudgy Bar, you can see it has the little lines, and it's basically a chocolate bar. And what's really neat is it's an open chocolate bar with the wrapping kind of spread. So they got a lot of detail into this small little accessory, which you don't always get. You can see the little wrinkles and folds in the foil. And the paint on it is superb, by the way. It's a small part, but everything looks like it's properly painted. Nothing looks like it's sprayed too much. In older figures and older playsets, you would expect that the spray would really be kind of maybe just a little bit misaligned. And so there might be a little bit of silver poking into the brown of the chocolate. Thankfully, that's not the case here. Here's his head, his spare head, which, by the way, this is another nice thing that this figure has. I don't know of too many figures that have a spare head. So, yeah, I mean, he's got an extra expression that looks more grizzled. His main expression is just kind of like, well, that's his main expression. It's kind of like a firm, he looks like he's ready for a fight. And I guess this other one looks a little less intense. It's intense, but in a different way. It looks like he's saying something, like he's challenging Storm Shadow to fight him, which is kind of cool. Expressive head sculpts are always nice to get. Battle damage heads are also great, but, expressive heads work as well. So here's his right karate chop hand. He's also got a right fist as well as the left. So he gets 3 different pairs of hands total. We're going to take a look at this throwing star accessory. Only thing I don't like about classified, and this is something that I'm sure a lot of you may agree, I feel like this is an issue with a lot of brands, though, is that these plastic trees, or not plastic trees, but these plastic inserts that hold the figure and all the parts, sometimes the slots aren't designed perfectly, and you'll have problems where parts are hard to get out. I don't want to have to actually, cut the plastic because then I risk cutting the accessory. So yeah, there's the throwing star. It's like basically a star in motion. It's got blue, and then it goes still blue, and then it goes to silver. So that's kind of neat. It gives an effect. It's an effect piece, as it were. Kind of like how blast effects were included with certain other sets, like the Valkyries and the Viper 3-pack. So that's neat. Hopefully we see more stuff like that, because that would be really cool to see more of. Here's his sword. There's his other sword. He's also got a pair, 2 pairs, I should say, of nunchucks. These are probably going to be the same nunchucks that came with Nunchuck. And I have the Nunchuck figure, and I think that's actually one of the better figures. So, yeah, it's cool to see this. Like I say, I don't know much about the character, so I'm sure these are all character-inspired accessories. Hasbro's been doing a good job with recent figures in that regard. And especially when it comes to making characters feel like they're cartoon and comics counterparts. Because originally, as you all know, when Classified came out, they were just doing new designs, and nothing made sense, and now everything is kind of new, and it's been rethought, and they're going back to what made G.I. Joe great. They're finally listening for a couple years, and they started making characters everybody wanted. That's how we ended up with these guys. Because the Beachhead we originally got was some bastardized version that had some of the Beachhead feel to it, but it also felt a little bit too new in a few ways. It just didn't feel right. This one feels perfect. I mean, I guess to be fair, Retro Beachhead wasn't that bad. It's just that, there are times when or I shouldn't say retro, but the Cobra Island Beachhead wasn't that bad. It's just more that there are very specific looks for characters, and you kind of don't want to touch them, and it feels wrong when they do it. Especially in this scale, since it's new, there was no point in them designing a new version, if that makes sense. It's not like this is a line that's gone on for 20 years, and they're going back to the original characters, and so they should do, new or different takes. For your first run-through of the characters, they should really be the iconic looks. I mean, the original Classified Duke does kind of look like that, but not quite. It's much newer. And this one is the classic look that you'd expect. Same with Beachhead, same with Scarlet. And the nice thing here, I guess, is that this does feel like a retro figure without needing to make a retro, which is kind of good, because I mean, as much as I love the retro line, and I'm sure there will eventually be a retro quick kick, the nice thing about this one is that you're getting exactly what you want to get the first time around. This doesn't force collectors to buy a version of a character they don't want, so that in the future they can hope that, Hasbro's listening and gives them the one they do want. This is getting it right the first time. His backpack obviously is going to go on the back. One thing I will note, and this is something that, Hasbro seems to be... I like the muscles on the back. They're really good at getting details, Big Boa got his nipples, and so did Quick Kick. Nice to see that. It's nice that Hasbro is being... and they even did it on the package. I just noticed they drew a nipple. So they clearly care about the details. It's just something that... If they did this guy without nipples, you would be like, why? Because it would look a little weird. It makes sense that they're not painted, because, it's a 6-inch figure. The fact that we even got sculpting nipples is, good enough, I guess. I mean, maybe they could have just blushed them a little bit, just to, so that they're there. But then again, maybe they didn't want to call too much attention to it, because, parents can get a little finicky when you do anything regarding shirtless or nude characters, and they get real uptight about anything that doesn't fit their very, fragile standards of what should be good for children. I kind of think that this is probably going to be one of the figures that people really talk about in a couple months when people are asking what figure was the figure of the year. I don't know that he'll be the top contender because we've had so many figures come out this year. I'm certain that a figure like Duke is probably a good contender for figure of the year. Metalhead, maybe. I feel like he's a character that only certain people really love. And I can definitely say that I think, anytime it's a deluxe or a figure and pet, that's going to weigh in. But you've also got to remember that this year's contenders include such great things as Nagahide with his pet boar Yabo and his monkey, which I'm now forgetting the name. Pork chop. No, his boar is pork chop, Yabo's his monkey, and he comes with a sniper rifle. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think of this figure, but I think it looks good. I think it looks... like I said, I'm not 100% familiar with the character, but it looks good enough. It definitely is a good classified figure. The only issue I might be having with it is I think the chest might be a little... Yeah, the chest is just a little bit... You got to kind of adjust it. I don't know if you can see it, but that was weird. If you look closely, his lighting is a little... hold on, I'm trying to... His torso got a great amount of sculpting. I still haven't figured out this camera, so I apologize if there's blur. It's a phone. It's it's a good phone, but man, it'd be nice if there was proper instructions. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I personally think he's a good figure, and I think he's well worth it. If you haven't got him already, he may still be available on Amazon. I paid $21 something for him. His backpack fell off. I mean, when you're getting 3 pairs of hands, and you're getting multiple different weapons, and you're getting a food accessory, and a throwing star effect, that's really... can you really complain? And when it appears to be close to the source material, like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but, with all the detail he's got, I just think, look, if you guys haven't bought him yet, you need to get him. And if you're waiting for a retro, go ahead and wait. I'd understand totally if that's your main thing, but I don't think that we're going to need one. This feels like this is what Quick Kick would come looking like in a retro package. Maybe there would be color changes, maybe, I don't know. But, yeah. So let me know what you guys think in the comments of this awesome figure. I'm going to add him to my collection, and in fact, somewhere on here, I thought I had a stand. I'm running out of stands. By the way, if you want to know what those stands are, I got them off Amazon from Figures Lab. And obviously, if Metalhead can take one, he's going to take one. But Quick Kick's definitely going to get one, even though I know his whole thing is he uses his feet, because I got to put him on something. I got to stand him. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching.